So they'll be calling you radical. Denial is not a river in Africa. So the Fukushima catastrophe, the Great Pacific Genocide, the collapse of the ocean, oh, it's on. It's on. And now people are waking up all these years later. These numbers have been crashing, not for decades, not for years, since same old thing. 2016. Why? Chinook salmon go to sea 5 years. As I said, Kevin Blanch, you can deny all my work. I really don't care at this point. And to our small, tiny little army, this is important. Look, that's what it's got to be. The small, tiny group, there's about 20 of us. That's all we need. In fact, that's what you want. The contemporary masses and sheep, they will change nothing. They will change nothing. They'll create a fad, they'll create a thing, and then they'll just go away. That's what they do. They'll find a way to exploit it, make some money, and, go do whatever it is they do. The capitalistic rope, that's the business model. If you're going to really make a change, and anything historical, all new knowledge will be persecuted. Kevin Blanch, March 12th, 2011. It's new. You can go in denial all you want about it. This never happened. This energy has never happened. It's like we're seeing all the media reports on the explosion in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Okay, like we're that stupid. Chocolate factory, but they won't use the word Hershey's, just like 3 Mile Island wouldn't use it. Radioactive. They won't use it because who writes these narratives? They protect the corporate oligarchs at all costs. It's imperialism. This country's got it lock, stock, barrel. They got it in 2000. So the last 3 presidents now are simply status quo. Left, right, left, right. They're imperialists. They protect the wealth. The so-called 1% is being protected like no other. It's all status quo. What has Biden done? Besides, I like the lefties still grandstanding for Obama. He lost 12 Senate seats. You heard me. All-time record. Look what he did to whistleblowers. Ask Megan Rice. Ask Aaron Swartz. Oh, can't. Ask Ian Michael Hastings. Ask somebody who went to Iraq or Afghanistan. He ran as the peace president. Oh, Biden? What has he done? What has he done? Net neutrality is, I don't think people understand what net neutrality did to us. They killed it. Remember, Biden was going to fix it? Biden's been president for over 2 years. Has he? He can't even get a nominee. Because they're corporatists. These lobbyists, it's the nuclear energy, corporate, Google, freaking Twitter, imperialist, tail wagging the government dog. There's so much pork that has flied out for the last, especially a few years. Trump ran more debt than Trump ran more debt than all previous presidents combined. He broke Obama's record. That's hard to do. Here comes Biden to make up the trifecta. They just flooded this place. I don't think people understand that the United States debt and deficit are connected at the hip. They're Siamese twins with inflation. They've hit inflation since 2000. You go buy a bag of potato chips. Oh, it hasn't gone up. They just made the bag half as much full. They played every freaking dirty trick in the book to make these corporatists. Meanwhile, back on the ranch, as they call it, that's what the fishermen call the Pacific Ocean, the pasture. Okay. It's like fishermen. I was just talking to somebody I know who's, this guy's married to a relative of mine right here who's an Alaskan fisherman. There's a lot of them here in Utah, believe it or not. And they used to argue with me, fight with me all the time. And I'm like, you're killing our fish. It's just, how are you going to fish when there's no fish left? It's being shut down, the Chinook. The steelhead started collapsing. It's the smoking gun of Fukushima. It's the smoking gun. You cannot chalk it up to coincidence. Coincidence doesn't. Scientists are mystified. They're baffled. They're bewildered. They're stumped. They're perplexed. They're curious. We have a list. They come up with a new one every freaking day. They're bewildered. They're curious. They're alarmed. If you're going to still go with this coincidence, and I'm a butcher, what's a cow? I'm a baker, what's a cake? I'm a carpenter, what's a hammer? I'm a marine biologist. I work for NOAA. I'm a university professor at Weber State, at Cal Berkeley, at San Diego State, at Oregon State. I'm a marine biologist. I'm an ecology. What's Fukushima? Maybe we'll wait 40 years and get a Netflix documentary. Yay! I mean, the smoking gun is a sin. We don't count dead typos, old Kevin Blanch does, but that historic, incredible work. And I get no credit for it. Well, in fact, I get less than no credit for it. These so-called fearmongers who took on Fukushima, Alex, Jeff in Oregon, put my videos on their websites. Right under my videos, they had, buy your Patriot gear, freaking survivalist, marked up 5,000%. They made millions, many millions off my work while I'm in critical condition. I'm running out of freaking room for my medical alert bracelets. Open heart surgery twice. AML leukemia, gallbladder ruptured. It's been a hell of a war. They never sent me 5 cents. I mean, that's what I'm here for, I guess. But just, it's usury on Balco. We count every single salmon. And the numbers are there. You can't deny the numbers. The numbers are stunning. It's an acute, we call that an outliner in stats, don't we? You know, we can run regression. We had record returns on the Fraser, on the Kenine, on the Columbia, on the Jedediah Smith. Jedediah Smith doesn't have dams. On the Rogue, on the Willamette, on the Deschutes. Record returns. 2006, 7, 8, 9. What a comeback. The trend ain't your friend. 2010, 2011. 2012, the stillhead started to collapse immediately, as foretold by Kevin Blanch. Look, you release this energy into the Pacific Ocean, and you're going to take out the photoplankton. You're going to take out all the plankton. The zooplankton, all of it. The staff of life. Breaking news, kids. Big fish eat little fish. What did the 60,000-pound humpback whale say to the smallest, teeniest little fry? The baby Chinook salmon, the anchovy, the sardine, the starfish, the California upper pulper urchin, the sea anemone, the shrimp. You know, I like how we were all told, you know, they used to call you little shrimp, small people. Do you know what the strongest creature probably on the face of the earth is? Shrimp. It's always said, I remember years and years and years ago, this biologist I used to work with, he's like, I had these giant triple layer glass containers in my aquarium, and I was studying a certain type of shrimp, and I couldn't figure it out, and I'd come in, and all 3 layers of glass would be broken, cracked. And it was always thought they just boomed with their head. They actually have a little punching mechanism. Boom, boom. That's how they crack shellfish open. They're the strongest probably creature on Earth, maybe even stronger than an ant. Shrimp. Who's the fastest creature on Earth? Stay tuned. The cheetahs of the sea. The silver streak, we still don't even know. I remember being in Pacific Beach, California, after Fukushima, right before I got cancer, and arguing with the professor and there, and they're like, oh, this is great. We're showing cesium-137 in the tuna showing up in San Diego. And this is great. We're going to be able to track their migration route because we don't even know. I'm like, are you serious? you think cesium-137 is good? And by the way, you can look it up. I mean, I'm tired of posting links and just spoon feeding everybody. The Japanese Fishermen Alliance test their fish. Last year, this is in 2022, they tested all the rockfish. 1,400 becquerels per kilogram of cesium-137. The half-life is very short of cesium-137. It's like somebody who says, I'm doing a video on trinium. off the Minnesota rehab. We've been protesting that Minnesota rehab. The poster, we've been protesting that thing for years. Johnny come lately. There's a new kid in town. I mean, it's unbelievable, this reactionary society. They'll make videos, they'll spin, they'll do that, and then they'll do nothing. They won't show up to hearings, they won't get involved, they won't do shit. It'll go away, you know. 3 Mile Island on Balco. Chernobyl on chemo. Mayak, oh, Santa Susana, don't you cry for me. I came to Utah with a load from Santa Ana for what's Santa Susana? I mean, it's unbelievable. Idaho National Lab again. Let's reprocess. Let's redo this again. Little SMRs. Sure they are. The Salmon's a smoking gun. I'm like, the Chinook, everybody's laughing. Record returns on the Chinook in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, all over, up and down. They're going crazy. Big old, incredible beasts. They're laughing at me. And I'm like, will you believe me when they collapsed in 2016 acutely? Yeah. I've learned when it's fear porn, everybody's all over you. Yay, 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 yay. We're all over it. But when it actually happens in the reality, they run. See no nuclear energy evil. Hear no nuclear energy. Speak no nuclear energy evil. The nuclear energy emperors, they have no clothes. So, they collapsed in 2016. The Army Corps engineers who classified Kevin Blanch immediately took the live cam down. You couldn't watch it anymore online. You know, I've been calling them for years. I used to talk, well, boy, they won't even talk to me. Nobody up there will anymore. Oregon Fish and Game used to talk to me all the time, ODFW, you know. They're in line. WDFW, forget it. They haven't made a call on their fishing yet. They won't. You know, that's how they roll in Washington. They don't do shit. Oregon's, there's no fishing. For the first time, probably, well, in our lives, in history. Alaska, the Cook Inlet, the closed. You know, California closed, which California should have been closed. They're in violation of the Endangered Species Act. But why don't 3 administrations? I've been screaming about it for years. Why has no one enforced it? Friends of the Earth, Sierra Club, Greenpeace, keep sending your money to them. They'll file suit. They have all the money because they learned a long time ago. NGO, they're saying that they're there for the money. The nuclear industry bought them. They're not going to sue nobody. They're just going to keep raising money and sucking it up, you know. Like the NFL is a nonprofit. The NBA. The NBA is not a sport. I cannot overstate this. The NBA is not a sport. It's a mega corporation sports merchandise. It started, I mean, this whole madness started originally in Oregon. It's like Colin. Yeah, we all love Colin for taking a knee. Oh, really? And then he signs a contract with what? Nike? The biggest exploiter of slave labor, maybe in human history. Nike. Yeah. You know, followed closely by Adidas. New uniforms every freaking week. It's sports merchandise. It's sickening. I mean, it's not sport. It's disgusting. By the way, the shirtwaist fire was yesterday. I always go, you know. I've done that for years and years and years. But not this year. Split me open, pour me out. So, get out of rehab today. So, see the heart doctor in the morning, see if he'll give me the early release out of the 12-week rehabilitation program. I'll be at 11 weeks on Tuesday. I'm in a 12-week rehabilitation program from my open heart surgery. Oh, I almost died this time. I put on 14 pounds post the surgery. I don't know how I didn't die this fall. I mean, boy, I came close. Just like the Pacific Ocean, like the salmon in the sea. You can go denial all you want. I'm the guy that termed internet kettling. I'm the guy that named the drought. I mean, I've done so much historical work, and you just flee from me, run from me. I don't care. I don't care. And this is important for our small, tiny group. Look, that's the way it's got to be. That's the way it always has been. Always. If you're going to create any real change, and this is change that will go on forever, Kevin Blanch reached into the stone. He slung the stone. He struck the nuclear energy giant in the... Let these freaks and these contemporaries, whoever, you know, YouTube's going to promote. If YouTube wants this to have 311 million views, that's what it's going to have. If it wants 311 views, that's what it's going to have. If it wants, 33 views, that's what it's going to have. Total control. And I like how you people are, Biden's going to fix net neutrality. Why hasn't he? Net neutrality is really a dagger to people like myself. I mean, it's not an even platform. I don't think people realize that it's just not equal speed on the internet. They're able to internet kettle. They're able to shadow ban on Balco. Trump signs internet neutrality into law, then right after it makes a statement, he didn't even know what shadow banning was. Bush dumb, filmed in Ogden, Utah, Dumb and Dumber. Obama dumber, Trump dumbest. Biden, I don't know where my spent. These are corporatists. These are status quo, and it's not about your theater. It's about policy. They haven't changed anything. They've just thrown more money tax the future, give to my friends, GOP. I'm an elitist. I'm going to be, I'm going to have JC at my birthday party, Barack Obama. Left. It's pathetic. Corporatists in America. It's imperialism. And they're supporting the imperialists the puppets that they are. All these politicians are nothing but puppets because we've dumped so much pork into the mega dairy industry. Oh my God. That industry is sickening. The nuclear industry, the military industrialized war machine. The Department of Defense is the Department of Lockheed Martin. The Department of Agriculture is the Department of Bayer Monsanto Roundup. The Department of the SEC is the Department of Goldman Sachs. We can go on and on. The Department of Energy is nothing but the nuclear energy crime syndicate. We've done so much pork for so many years. It's the nuclear energy, the mega dairy, welfare queens, the military industrial tail wagging the government dog. They are the government. It's that big. The pork is farmed for so long. It's that big. We distribute more wealth than any country in the history of mankind, but where does it go? I sure never got any. I got a bill for a couple $1 million. So kicked off Medicaid. So my father, the Special Forces Marine who gave his life, my uncle stood on D-Day, my other uncle, I did everything. I gave of myself. Ask not what your country can do for you, what you can do for your country. You know how much I've done? What did I get for it? Selfishness, the Ayn Rand, selfishness plague. We worship people like Musk and, Bezos and Gates. Why? Billionaires should be against the law like they were in let's party like it's 1970. I don't want to live like a nuclear energy refugee. Damn their torpedoes. Wow. Everybody sold that. There's all kinds of... Springsteen, who was supposed to be our guy, remember? Down by the refinery in Jersey. I want you to look up, these 180-year-olds that are... I want you to look up his no tour, how much a ticket is. $500, $600, $700, $800 a ticket? Really? How much money do these guys got to have, these old geezers at Caesars? What are they going to do with it all? I don't know. So if you watch an NBA game or you watch a college basketball game or whatever, it's the sports merchandise is over the top. You can't even look at the floor. There's so many logos, corporate logos. Because I don't have a TV, but in the rehab center here, they have it on in the morning. And I'm looking at the Jazz have a new jersey every week. And they were playing in Sacramento, which, by the way, in that Arco, I watched Jason Kidd's the high school game. I watched Jeremy Lin's championship game in that arena. There's so many logos on the floor, corporately, you can't even see. It's not a sport. It's disgusting. I know Damian Lillard personally. He's a big Nike seller. I told him right to his face, don't you think those little childish slaves making all your merchandise, his fingers are getting a little sore? It's disturbing. It's disgusting. Everybody's gone along. Not me. I fight for her. She fights for me. We from the sea. It's the ecology, stupid. Same old thing. 2016. The collapse of the Pacific Ocean. You're in denial. The nuclear energy emperors, they have no clothes.